Hello, my name is Jesse D. Williams. I am the creator of Digital Time Capsule, which is currently being rebranded to we're renaming it to Personal DAO. But um, today I will be doing a demonstration of our Dfinity Developer Grant's second milestone requirement. The second milestone was to create another app, an entirely separate application whose responsibility will be to deliver upgrades to the many copies of Personal DAO that will exist on the internet computer. The challenge came as a result of us having to find a way to deliver upgrades to copies of applications, an entire application. So the Personal DAO is an entire application and that we will sell. So it's a non-custodial application that we'll transfer ownership from us to the buyer of the application. The challenge that we had to resolve was that once we transfer ownership, we no longer have canister control. How do we deliver upgrades so that we can continue to iterate through development? That was the challenge. The solution to that challenge was to create pretty much an app store that users their copy of the app will be able to call that app store, retrieve the latest release version of the application and install it to itself. And so that was the solution. That solution ended up coming with some unforeseen challenges, namely when it comes to upgrading asset canisters. So upgrading asset canisters turned out to be more challenging than I had originally anticipated, and it ended up resulting in me having to do more research and development. But I am happy to report that research and development is complete, and I do have a working example of two. So what I'm going to show you is two copies of the app. One is the master copy. The master copy is under our control. It remains under our control, and we'll always have direct access to be able to upgrade it and update it as we please. The other copy of the app is not a master copy. It's a child copy that we are free to sell or give away, give away as an airdrop. But the assumption is that the child copy is not under our control. We will not be able to deliver upgrades to it directly. And so that's the assumption. That's what's happening here. And so let me show you. I'll show you the process from start to finish from the developer side. From the user side, it's as simple as clicking a button to upgrade. From the developer side, here's the process. So as a developer, I've already made the updates and everything. What I have to do is now get all of the app's WASMs. So the app consists of 4 different canister types. You have the DTC WASM, which is the back end. You have the DTC assets WASM, which is the front end. You also have the journal WASM, which is this is the canister. This is every user who creates an account on the application. Every user gets their own journal canister, and this canister is where their data is stored. This is where their crypto is stored in their own personal wallets. So it's the user's canister. Whoever created the account, for every principal that creates an account on the application, they get their own data canister where their data is stored, where their cryptocurrency is stored. And that is what the journal WASM is. And then there is the manager canister. The manager canister is the canister who is responsible for delivering upgrades to the back end canister, as well as the front end canister and the journal canister. So the manager canister, the responsibility of the manager canister is to deliver the upgrades to each of these other canister types, and also the responsibility is to store the latest release version. So this manager canister is what's going to be interacting with the upgrader app that I had to build it's what's going to, you know, call for the latest version, retrieve that version, and then proceed to install that latest version to the other WASM types, to the other canister types. And because canisters can't upgrade themselves, anytime the manager canister needs to be upgraded, the backend will be responsible for that. And so that's kind of like the upgrader architecture. But now that I've retrieved these 4 canisters, what I can do is I'll go to the upgrader app that I had to build. So this is the upgrader app that I had to build in order to facilitate the delivery of the upgrades, the new release versions to the other many instances of personal DAO that will exist on the internet computer. And so this doesn't look good. It doesn't have to look good because only I will be using it. And you know, I personally don't care to put too much attention into, you know, an application that is strictly here for its functionality. So this is not for the users. This is just for me as the developer, but it's necessary. And so what I'll do is I'll upload the backend canister, the backend WASM, the front end WASM, the manager WASM, and the journal WASM. And then I am going to I'm going to select if the release is required or not. Required releases are any releases that involve changing any data structure. And so a required release is a release that can't be skipped. If it is skipped, then you'll lose data. And so by default, all of them are labeled required releases. This example that I'm about to do is not a required release. And so I can actually change that. But now I can submit the WASMs. I'm going to wait for an OK sign here. And once I receive, I've received that. And so now I know it's been submitted. And so now I know that the backend, so the backend for this upgrader app, this is the canister ID for the backend for the upgrader app. I'm just going to interact with the backend directly to see what the latest. Oh, actually, I could do it here. I forgot I put this button here. So get latest release. No, actually, I can't do it there. All right, I need to confirm that the latest release is now 66 instead of what it previously was, which was 65. And so now I've confirmed that 66, it did upload that release successfully. And so now release version number 66 is the most recent, the most latest release. So now that exists. And now what I'll do is, this is the master copy. Now what I'm about to do is show you everything in action. So I've done everything I have to do from the developer side. I've gotten the WASMs, I've uploaded them to the WASM store, and now they're available for release. Now users will be able to click a button and have their app upgraded. And so first I want to show you the master copy. This is the copy that has the most recent upgrade for the application. This is the copy that I, as a developer, I'll continue to control. I've already upgraded it. And so the features that are featured in this copy, but not the other copy, I'll show you first. This is localhost. That's not what I want. I need the actual version of the app. And so here we go. So this is another copy of the application. This is a different copy. It has different canister balances. The front end canister is at 2.61. The back end canister is getting pretty low at 1.99. But you can see it has a different URL. This one is at a .icp0.io URL, while this one is at .ic0.app. But you see, these are two different instances. They have two different canister datas that are coming back. And right now, I just want to show you the differences between the master copy, which has the most recent upgrade, and the child copy, which has not yet received the most recent upgrade. And so here goes. One thing you'll notice is on the login screen, you'll notice that this accordion is here. This accordion is present in the most recent version, in the most upgraded, in the master copy rather, while it is not present here. Let's do a refresh just so it's known that these are the most recent versions of these applications. So don't know how it went up a little bit, but I don't know. But yeah, this version still does not have the accordion, while this version does feature the accordion. And so this is just one difference between the applications. There's also other differences that I'm about to show. Those differences require me to log in. And so I'll go ahead and log in. Log in there. And then I'm going to log in on the other copy as well, just so that those differences are apparent, so that the rest of those differences can be shown. And so while that's logging in, I'll go through and just kind of show some of the details. So this copy of the app, the front end canister principal is here. The back end canister principal, I'll need to put manager canister principal. There's still more updates to do, but you see the canister data, basically. But you'll see that these two have different data. They have different front end canister principal, different back end canister principal, different canister balances, different journal counts, because on this copy, there's only one account that has been created, one journal, one user account that's been created. While on this one, we have multiple accounts for myself and other members of the team who's helping develop this. But I'll go through and show you some of these differences. If you notice here in the menu bar, we have other features like the treasury, like a group journal. We have other routes here. They're not done yet. They're coming soon, but we have the routes and everything set up. If you go here though, you don't see that. You see? So treasury and group journal are not present. And so I think you get the gist. There is a difference between these two applications. And so now what it is that I have to do is I'm in the copy that doesn't have the most recent upgrade right now. This one is missing some of those features, and this one is the one that doesn't have the accordion on the login page. So now I want to receive the most recent upgrade that is now available. And so what I have to do is I'm logged in as the owner of this application. And for that reason, I have this upgrade application button at the bottom of the screen visible to me. Only the owner is authorized to use this button, and only the owner will actually see this button. If you're not the owner, this button won't render. If you are the owner, it will render. And if you try to access this button, directly via like IC scan or something like that, it still won't work. You'll have to make the call as the owner. But so now I'm the owner. I'm ready to receive the upgrades. All I have to do is press this button and wait for it to load. And what it's doing right now is delivering upgrades to each. First, it needs to retrieve those upgrades. So it's making a call to the upgrader app store. It's making a call to that store. It's retrieving all those WASMs. It's also retrieving the assets. So it's retrieving assets from the master copy itself. It's going to retrieve those assets, and then it's going to install all of those assets into its own canister. So it's going to take the, the assets and install them to the front end canister. It's going to take the back end WASM. It's taking the journal WASM, the manager canister WASM, and the front end WASM. Is installing those to this copy of the application. It says action successfully executed. Now I can press OK. And now what'll happen is right now it's not there. But what I have to do now is I'm going to disconnect, and then I'm just going to refresh. And so I hit refresh, and now you see on this copy of the app, those upgrades are present. So this accordion is now present. At first it was not, but now it is. This accordion is now present, and let's go to the main screen, to the login screen for the master copy so that I can demonstrate. Not sure what is happening, but okay, there we go. So there we go. Back at the master copy login screen, you see that accordion, that same accordion that was present here, that wasn't present here, is now present. So that upgrade was delivered successfully. And then let me log back in so that I can show you that the new routes that we created are also present here. And so with this, now we don't have to wait until the product is complete before we can release it. We can iterate through development, and we get the benefit of being able to deliver upgrades as we achieve them, as opposed to having to complete the product first, and maybe I don't know. It's more seamless. It gives us the opportunity to be able to deliver upgrades to something that we don't have custodianship over. I think this is a really big deal. As far as I understand, this doesn't exist anywhere, not just on the internet computer, but anywhere. I haven't seen any other project who's been able to successfully transfer ownership from themselves to a layperson, someone who doesn't know how to code, give them ownership of their own application, not just some canister, but their entire application with the user interface included. They get their own separate user interface. They get their own separate everything. I haven't seen any other project who's been able to do that. As far as I know, this team, we're the first ones to do so. And now that we've done that, it wasn't easy, but now that we've done that, we'll be able to change, I believe, change what it means to have digital ownership over your data. I think people are going to come to expect that when they purchase their data, the rest of the application should come with it, as long as it's nothing like some type of application where it makes sense for us to all share a single user interface, something like a social media site. In that case, this type of design model, this type of application architecture wouldn't be necessary. But when it comes to things that are important, like our private data that we store in like digital clouds, and like the what else? Our value. What this application will do is serve as kind of like a bank, or I don't want to use the word bank, more like a treasury for families, where they can grow treasuries, they can pool their wealth together and use their wealth as a collective in a manner that can allow them to capitalize on the wealth that already exists within their own community. And so yeah, I think it's something that's really cool. It took me a lot longer than what I originally anticipated. It was a bigger challenge than what I originally thought, but it's done. If you have any more questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, don't hesitate to reach out. I would be more than happy to answer you all's questions. So with that, I conclude the demo. Thank you for listening, and say goodbye.